Good morning, Big Brother fans. Well, today is definitely going to be a short little CarCast because, frankly, not much has happened since last night, or since yesterday. Power Veto meeting was held. Well, not Power Veto. Power Veto Comp was held. We're not sure of the details. I think they think it might be. It wasn't the face morph. I gotta sneeze. Be right back. Okay. We don't think it was the face morph. It sounds like maybe it was the one where they get smacked around the boink, bank, donk thing, kind of a. I'm not sure. Someone also mentioned maybe a Simon Says thing. I'm just not sure what it was, but it was not the face morph. It did not last near as long as the face morph should have, because the face morph is an individual competition, so they each have to go individually, and this competition must have been a group one. And Tom won. So Tom he said he's won 4 competitions, and he claims he's through one. He says he threw the football one, but bear in mind that Tom says he let Natalie win, but Natalie and Lolo still had to face off, and Lolo says she let Natalie win, so there's no clear indication whether Tom would have beat Lolo or not. We didn't see if Tom was doing it easily or not. We just don't have a clue, and so Tom can claim he threw it, but he threw it to one person, but he would have still had to beat Lolo if he had beat Natalie. So that's what that's worth. But he did win the Power Veto this time. And so he's thinking of using it. I will not doubt if he doesn't use it. I think he may actually save Natalie and put up Tamar. He put up Natalie because Candy wanted her to, and now Candy really wants to vote Natalie out. I think Tom is set on getting out Ricky, and so he's going to pull down Tamar, or pull down Natalie and put up Tamar as either a way to force them to vote out Ricky, or just a way not to try to get back in Natalie's good graces. I'm not sure. Tom seems to think that he's going to go out next. I think he very well could. It's very possible that we could have a 5-woman finale if Tom gets Ricky out and then turns right around and gets pushed out the door immediately next on Friday night. Feed-wise, other than that, they just weren't... CBS was just not letting us see anything. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff that went on. But what little did go on, they seemed to be more happy to show us Candy playing cards, Tom listening to Tribe Called Quest and dancing with himself in the head of household room, Dina curling her hair, Ricky doing yoga. When there was conversations like between Lolo and not Lolo, Candy and Tamar had some conversations. They cut that. Tamar and Tom. Tamar went after Tom when she caught wind that she might be going up, and she was ticked off, and she went and confronted him, and they cut the feeds. So we just don't know what was going on, and the suspicion that Colette came up with a while ago was that Lolo had gotten as CBS protecting her from saying anything, being shown doing anything too embarrassing. Well, it almost feels like they're protecting everybody in the house now. We're not going to show any kind of fights or confrontations except for what we decide to edit. Don't know if that's the case. Maybe it was just a really button-pushing, happy person in the house last night, and it won't happen, later. But we don't have much time left. So, I don't know. And I'm not that worried about it, I'll be honest. People are complaining, saying worst feeds ever, worst season. It's not bad. It's been fine. We've had lots of action. We've had lots of stuff that went on last week. It's a 3-week season, 3.5 week. At this point, there's not a whole lot that's going to go on. It's okay. I'm fine that we're not necessarily seeing every little bit of stuff. I'm okay with it. We're getting. I got my money's worth. Maybe you feel you didn't get your money's worth. I got my money's worth. When you lump in that this is not just that, you can do other things with CBS All Access if you choose to. But look, I paid my $6 too. whole $6. And if I call up CBS today, I don't have to call them up. If I push the button to cancel my feeds today, because I've already been charged my $6, I think they'll offer me another free month. So it's really $6 for 2 months if you sign up. Just let it go. And I know the people that are complaining about it being, not a waste of their money and all that aren't listening to me. And some of them aren't super serious. It's just a way to complain. But I don't know. I'm okay with it. And I just don't. I'm over it as well. I'm like, it's kind of nice to know that. Oh well, I'm not going to see anything on the feeds because they're blocking them, so I can do other stuff tonight. I can take a night off, which I really didn't. I actually sat there and made stupid little videos of the different house guests, like playing solitaire, and it was kind of fun little game to say, oh look, there's Ricky doing weird things with his eyes as part of his yoga, which I'm sure is an exercise, but it looks strange. And I was like, what kind of a meditation song can I put to Ricky doing yoga? And then he did his eyes. It was like, oh, I can see clearly now. It was just his exercising. I don't know. It was just silliness. There's always the potential that something like that, I managed to figure out just the right thing to put together, and it pushes the right buttons, and suddenly it's all over the interwebs. Of the 4 that I did last night, the one that got the most views so far is Tom dancing to A Tribe Called Quest, which the song, I don't know what he was listening to when he was playing, and I don't even know if it was A Tribe Called Quest, but I knew he has a Tribe Called Quest CD, so I think that's what it was, or MP3s, whatever you want to say. But I just grabbed a Tribe Called Quest song called Scenarios, which I thought was appropriate, and just put that down over a section of him singing and dancing to himself as a silly little thing to do. That's it. I'm done talking. I got nothing. Power Veto will be today. I don't know who Tom's not telling us who he's planning on renomming. I'm just trying to guess. He had talked about possibly doing it with Tamar. I think Tom is all about. I think he's trying to play the game to a certain extent, but I also think Tom is about what's going to bring the most drama, what's going to bring the most wow, ooh, wow, I really think Tom's about trying to produce the show to a certain extent with his head of households, for better or for worse. I don't know if we're going to talk about it. One more thing, and I have not researched it enough to be sure, but I did see the video clip that someone had done, and I think I commented on it and tweeted it out. It showed Lolo, but this is all before nominations a couple of days ago. It showed Lolo and Tom talking, and Tom talking to Lolo about, how who deserves the money, or who could use the money best in the house. Of all these celebrities, who could actually use it? Like, his assumption seemed to be that, well, I don't need the money. Dina doesn't need the money. It seems like Tamar and Candy are fairly successful. I don't think they need the money necessarily. But you're an Olympic athlete. You're trying to pursue your dreams. You don't have a big, huge source of income. You could probably really use it. You need your insurance. I kind of want you to win. And I think Tom was being fairly sincere when he was saying this stuff to her. And then the video clip that I saw cuts to a clip of Lolo, presumably later on, I think maybe still before nominations, but it may have been after, just totally ripping into Tom, ripping off about Tom. Not Tom wasn't in the room, just totally saying he was threatening her and threatening about her insurance and threatening about this. And I thought, I don't know her game. I think I talked about this yesterday. Now that I'm saying this, I have a bit of a recollection that I may have covered part of this yesterday. But it's like I don't know if that was her game, that she's just doing that as a way to cover her bases in case Tom does, seem to favor her, as he did by not nominating her, or if she really is just trying to bash Tom to the others. I'm just not sure what her angle is, and if it's completely accurate. If there was some threat that Tom made, or some wordsmithing or twisting that Tom did, because Tom has a tendency to. He did it with Candy last night. He pretty much said to Candy, I don't have to do what you want me to do, and you shouldn't, watch out, or I may do something to you. I mean, that's not exactly how he said it, but that is kind of what he was saying. It's like, Tom, you can't. I don't think he cares. I think he's like, I'll just say this and see what a reaction I get, which is, partly who Tom's character is. Tom's character was to push the button. Tom's character, when he had his Tom Green show, was to do things that annoyed people. That's kind of who he was, and so maybe he's kind of maybe he falls back to that all the time. It might be really hard to be Tom's friend, knowing that at any one moment Tom can just do something strictly just to get a reaction out of you or to tick you off. And speaking of Tom and that, so the person who has been taking care of Tom's at least Twitter account, it turns out, is his manager, whose name is John Schneider. I don't think John listens to this. It's kind of funny because he's the one who picked up Cato, and apparently also may have picked up Jonathan or given Jonathan a ride home. So, and he does follow my Twitter account, but I don't think I think he's a new follower. I don't think he's a long-time follower, but it's just kind of funny because the name John Schneider, of course, is also a TV actor, Dukes of Hazzard, blah, blah, whatever else he's been on. But, so I was just thinking, I wonder if, as his manager, is Tom a dick towards him too? Does Tom do this stuff? Does Tom, is that just his nature? Is that his character? Is he just pokes people? And I don't know. Found it interesting. And with that, I've talked much longer than I expected. I also did one other thing when I was getting in the car this morning. I was like, okay, so when is next Big Brother? I was like, okay, June. Well, I'll be talking about it probably early June, and we're early February right now because it's February 7th, and it's like, okay, so 4 months. So I got a 4-month hiatus coming up. Am I going to keep doing this? I didn't do many of these in December and January, so I'll probably fall back to that. I don't know how many I'm going to do in the rest of February or March. I don't know if I'm going to switch back to my Indie Mike account that I did more on. Not sure yet. Things to think about. I hope you guys have a happy Thursday. Oh, it's Thursday already. Oh, yay, Thursday. I'm ready for the weekend. I don't even know what I'm going to do, but it will be another weekend. Oh, we'll have our podcast on Saturday. Oh, God, what am I talking about? Friday night, I'm going to be watching Double Eviction Big Brother. And, Friday Double Eviction Big Brother, and Saturday live podcast and 2 basketball games, which I'm going to have to record one and watch it later. And I may go to one other in the daytime, so I got a busy weekend ahead of me. Not to mention the Big Brother feeds, which will be wound down. We're going to be winding down. We've got, what is this person doing? Oh, they're stopping. Okay. Wow. Great place to decide to turn on a very busy road. Okay. Nothing like going down the road at a high rate of speed when a car decides to turn left. It has to stop completely. Sorry. Welcome to my world. Okay, so there is an episode tonight, and it'll be the head of household competition and nominations. So we'll see Tom win the dice competition, and we'll get to see some drama that we probably haven't seen. And and then the Power Veto meeting in the House will take place today, and we'll find out what Tom did, what Tom does. And I'm going to guess he's going to use it. I'm guessing he does, and I'm going to guess he puts up Tamar. I can't see him putting up Lolo. I can't see him putting up Dina or Candy. And he's talking about doing something, making a big move, or making a move. If he puts up Candy, that would be a big move. That would be a big move. And, of course, Candy would probably get voted right out. I don't know if Candy would get voted out, though, because I don't think Tamar would vote Candy out, and I don't think Dina would vote Candy out, and so it will be a tie, and Tom would get to decide. Maybe Tom's trying to orchestrate a tie, so he gets to decide who goes. I'm not sure. He's way overthinking this in my mind, but then again, I guess so am I. All right, I'm out of here. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one. yeah, talk to you Friday. Bye-bye.